Shalom. All praise is due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rech Quadash, the bonus of the elect, apostle, bishops, elders at great most known and well. Shalom to like Ak out there doing this work in sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory, in season out of season. Shalom to the elect men, women, sons, and daughters of the nation of Israel, which are the elect men, women, sons, and daughters of you so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Shalom to you. Yeah, I just want to bring out some basic scriptures, but they ring true because it's going to literally happen. Okay? Right? The things that's going on now, when the time of Jacob's trouble is in 100% full effect, when a famine comes of food, when they have the foreign troops in the streets gathering people, putting them up in concentration camps, when they bring out the mark of the beast, which is the micro C-hip, okay, mentioned in the book of Revelations 13 chapter, 16 verse, and in other chapters, another verse, and other verses. The prophets of the Lord are not going to be out there anymore. Israel's taken, when I say Israel, I'm talking about 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. You're taking the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for granted, but we understand why you're doing it. Okay? I think it's Isaiah 6 and 9 that you can read that. Okay? All right? You're going to have to feel it. At least you are an elect, okay, man of the Lord, or an elect woman of the Lord. Other than that, it's going to happen, okay? So, it's going to come a time where you're not going to take the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for granted, okay? So let's go into it. Amos 8 and the 8th chapter and 11th verse says, it says, Behold, the day is come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but hearing the words of Yahweh. And that's going to happen. And that's when everybody's going to be shocked. That's when the 2/3 are going to be shocked, And why they're going to be shocked? Because a lot of things are going to be happening, A lot of things are going to be going down. From who? From the so-called white man. Okay? All right? From the top international banking families. The top gefilte fish eaters, the top small hats. They're going to bring in martial law all over the United States. They're going to be carting people off in concentration camps. It's going to be a lack of food. All the shelves in the grocery stores and the supermarkets will be gone. And then they're going to be looking for the men of the Lord, but it's going to be a famine of the Lord because, we can't be out there. Well, I'll say this, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai going to withdraw his prophets, okay, from the highways and byways, from the street corners, because it's going to be complete utter chaos, okay? The time of Jacob's trouble, like the scriptures speak about, okay? So that's when 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, some of the Indians, you're going to want to hear the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for comfort, to know what's going on and what can you do to receive deliverance, and food and water and protection and, but it's going to be too late then. Okay. It says, and they, who the they? 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just a future prophecy that will take place. Because here's what the scriptures say. Okay. All right. Here's what the word of the Lord says. The word of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai says. All right. Isaiah 55:6. Okay. Isaiah 55:6. Okay. You can believe in the white man, Jesus Christ. You can believe in voodoo. You can believe in Islam. You can be an atheist. You can believe in Santa Maria and all this old madness. You can believe in voodoo and all this old madness, obia and all this old bullshit that 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, West Indian Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans believe in, man. But the day will come when you will be searching for the men of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which are the prophets when all hell breaks loose on your ass. Okay? When they ain't got no food on the shelves. When the foreign troops is in the street, carting people off in the concentration camps. All that bullshit is not going to mean nothing. Okay? You swirlers, and all of you, man. Okay? All right? Okay. It says, this is Isaiah 55 and 55th chapter and the 6th verse. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Yeah, he's found right now through the prophets of the Lord out there on the highways and byways and the street corners. Call ye upon him while he is near. Okay? So that's what you're supposed to do. But we know 2/3 of you are not going to do it. We know that you're going to keep with your madness and, hey, listen, you'll be back. You'll be in the kingdom. You'll be loved in the kingdom of heaven. Right now, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has blinded you. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 6 and 9. 6 and 9. And he said, who's the he? Yahweh. It says, and he said, go and tell this people is 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. So you hear the prophets out there, but you want to be a Christian. You want to talk about that the Gentiles can be saved as well. Well, if you listen to the prophets of Great Millstone, okay, you would know that you have two different type of Gentiles. You have the Gentiles that are the actual heathen nations, like East Indians, Arabs, Africans, Chinese, Japanese, the so-called white man and so forth. And then you got the Gentiles that were so-called black, West Indian Haitians, Latinos, Hispanics, Native American Seminole Indians, that are the true Israelites. See, you would know that, but no, you have love for so-called white man and the heathen nations. Well, listen, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai did that to you. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, and understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. It says, make the heart, which is loud, meaning your mind, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. Right. So 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, this is what Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai did to you. Only the elect is going to make it out of you. So I hope you've been edified. And that goes for me too. If I'm not the elect, I ain't making it. You know? All right? But we have to do, the elect are doing the things that the elect would do. Okay? That's why we call them the hopeful elect. Hope you've been edified, and with that, shalom.